All right, let's just stare in the camera until. Go wait till somebody. How they say it? Wait till some followers come in. We're gonna wait till we get like 10 likes and 50 followers.
Let me see if Facebook tells me you're live.
We're at 0.
Oh, there it goes.
We're doing real good. We're at 0 followers. What do you call it? 0 viewers. Maybe I'll start inviting people because we can't talk until we got at least 1 viewer. And we don't have no viewers in this Sunday at 4 o'clock.
They at Sunday dinner.
They not at evening service?
No.
Y'all making me look bad. I got 3,000-4,000 friends, and it's been a minute and ain't nobody clicked on this live. Y'all don't think I got nothing to say? So those watching the replay, when we ain't talking about nothing, at least you can see my beautiful Black History cup. Let's do a trivia. How many people can you identify on this cup? Let's do that. Who's that?
Hell if I know.
Tubman?
That's Harriet Tubman.
Damn, that's her too.
No? Damn, he is. Frederick Douglass, that's little Michael. Malcolm X. The guy from Africa.
We're in business. We got 2 people.
Hey, y'all.
We got a couple of people. So I got this Black History cup. We do a Black History trivia. Because every month is Black History Month and Women's History Month. Who else you recognize on here? Oh,
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Queen Latifah?
No.
That's not Queen Latifah.
I think that's Zora Neale Hurston, actually. Or it might be Madam C.J. Walker.
Oh, that's Brother Malcolm. That's Jay-Z.
And Bob Marley.
That's Bob Marley.
Mm-hmm.
That's Powell. Is that Colin Powell?
No, that's no.
You making me look bad. Who is that?
That's not Colin Powell. That's the judge.
Hey, cousin. She making me look bad. That's not. She said that's not Colin Powell. Who is that?
No, that's
a judge.
No, the
Thurgood Marshall.
That's Thurgood Marshall right there. That's I can't want to say the boys, but I don't think that's, yeah, but I don't think that's him though.
Who is this white man?
Our ancestors.
Now this Frederick Douglass. You know how I know this is Frederick Douglass?
Look like you.
Because I got a Facebook friend, a guy that when I wear my natural hair, tell me I look like Frederick Douglass. He used to post pictures.
That's Shirley Chisholm.
Girl, you are good. Who's that next to Shirley Chisholm?
No.
I know it's hard to see, but she said this is Shirley Chisholm.
When you work in a school, you know you got to educate the kids so you can learn some stuff.
What's my excuse?
Well, I'm in middle school. It's different than high school.
That looked like damn. What's her name? What's her name? It ain't her though. Florida Evans. That's not her real name. No, it does not.
I know that's not her name, but I was saying
she looked like Marla Gibbs, but it's not.
Who?
This is horrible. I don't know who these people are. I need to go back to school. Who do y'all recognize on here?
Oh, I think this is our founder from Chicago. The guy from, ain't that him?
What, one of the Johnsons?
No. Hey,
Tino,
guys.
hey. Who you recognize on here? Is that Mandela right there?
Mandela. Nelson
Who is
Mandela.
this?
That's his name. I couldn't think of his name.
And who is this young man right here? Don't she look like Queen Latifah?
Oh, I think that's the guy who do the saxophone.
Who's this guy?
Who?
This is terrible. I got to go back to school. Excuse my non-manicure having self. Now, he looked like somebody I've seen on a meme or a GIF. Who is this guy right here? Who is this? You know who this is?
Who?
Right here.
That the dancer, I almost said Allen Iverson. No, but the dancer, the black guy that had the dance.
Sammy Davis Jr.
No, he got a dance studio or dance theater in Chicago. Alvin
Ailey?
That's what I'm trying to say. Him. Is that him?
That's Alvin Ailey? I don't know. And then last, who are these ladies?
Hell if I know. I said her.
No, these two.
I don't know them.
That look like mama.
They
a little
like
bit.
ancient mama.
That don't like no ancient mama. Anywho,
Hi,
mother.
Here go.
Simona, hello, dear. How are you? Yeah, we were just killing time because I didn't want to be talking to myself. Can nobody see you? You're not in the live.
Sorry.
Get close.
I smell good. I made sure I showered today.
So anyway, the purpose of this wasn't Black History. We just doing a little mother-daughter chat. I think I titled this Healing Your Inner Child, but we're not trying to be deep or anything. Just talking. Me, because I'm on my health kick, I'm drinking H2O. Kyla, on the other hand, we're not going to talk about what's in her cup, but it's not water.
It's lemonade.
And it has color in it.
It's lemonade.
It's just lemonade.
Why are you telling my business?
You right. Let's get to healing your inner child. Speaking of healing your inner child, let me go get my little granddaughters.
Since I won't give you no grandkids?
Yes.
Well, you getting your granddaughters? Because I won't give you any grandkids. You have to go buy your own grandkids. It's okay.
No, my counselor told me to heal my inner child with my childhood things that I like to do.
Now, where's your matching
Wait,
hat?
Simone, you said somebody had his own talk show? I wonder which one.
Maybe it was him. I don't know.
Was it this guy here with the crease in him right here? I don't recognize half of these people. I hate to say it. I gotta do better.
Did you make this cup?
Actually, I bought this cup at one of those, I like to go to them little summer events. One of them summer things, I don't know. But anyway, part of healing my inner child, my therapist said, and I did a video about this before.
Hey, Godmama.
Start with something, hey, Key. Start with something that reminds you of your childhood. And so I had ordered this down, but it hadn't come, so I got impatient. So I ordered Rainbow Bright and my strawberry shortcake, who really does smell like strawberries. But then my Dow came eventually, and she's a cute little curly hair. My hair actually looks like this underneath this little weave I got on.
Someone asked, what are your children's names, your grandchildren's names? Did you give them names?
Rainbow Bright, strawberry shortcake. She came with a name, but she didn't have an ethnic name, which was interesting, like Zoe or something.
I actually are, nowadays, more and more black girls are being named Zoe.
So it's so funny, when there was the Target fast that's going on, I actually ordered this from the person's website, but the Dow is in Target, so it's called Bella. No, Bella.
Bella means business. That's what it said on the back.
Oh, does it? Zoe is the little girl who designed the Dow, but the Dow's name is Bella. So Bella has a whole curly, confident crew of girls. So there's other ones: Akira, Estella, Bella, Amara, and Benta. And it's just about embracing your own beauty. So it's a Dow made for girls to embrace their beauty and their natural curls. So those are my childhood Dows.
And the curls is popping.
Yeah, the curls are really cute and they soft too.
Yeah, like that really. All right.
But anyway, so part of healing my inner child was reverting back to childhood. It felt a little weird at first, but now, shoot, I sleep with these Dows. I'd be like, where are my Dows at? And they sleep right in the bed next to me. But this one is just super cute. Black made and black owned. So that's officially my new favorite. Healing your inner child Dow. So I'm not going to go into detail about my inner child healings because I talked about it on another video. It's on my YouTube. But I got my firstborn with me. And what's so crazy is her dad is on the line. I should. Tino, what you doing? Can we add you to the live? I'll wait for him to respond. He might not want to be on live. But anyway, so with having my firstborn here, it's so crazy. Her dad is on here. So don't go in on us too bad. And don't tell all the business right now. We do that later, especially his business. You can tell mine. I don't care. But because it's part of my process. So why all of this came about is because I've been dealing a lot with mental health issues with both of my daughters. My youngest one, Kendall, is 17, so she's okay with me talking about it, but she don't want to be online now. But she struggles with mental health issues more than Kyla does, so it's really about her. She's in high school right now. I'm gonna add her dad. He's coming into the live. So part of my journey to help her is me. So hello, Left Lane Tino.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, Dad.
Hi, beautiful.
I just saw you
I know.
Yeah, but that's why it took me so long to get over here.
Oh, I didn't notice that you were coming. But
Yeah.
part of healing my inner child is talking about my kids' childhood, right? Or I figured that Kyla could probably give me some insight from her childhood that could help with maybe what Kendall's dealing with, because she's dealing with a lot of things, socially, anxiety, stuff like that. But you all are like almost 12 years apart, so you all grew up in a different era and time, and a different time in my life. So with me and LT were teen parents. So we graduated high school. You were born like right a month after we graduated high school. We both went to college and all of that with having a baby. So you kind of grew up as a college brat, right? So, and Kendall's experience is a little different because I was 30 when I had her, and I was more career driven, working a lot. With you, I was going to school and having a good time afterwards.
You were still in your 20s.
I was still in my 20s. So I often say we like grew up together sometimes. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let's talk about it. Was it good or bad experience having teen parents?
I wouldn't say it was good nor bad. I think it. Okay, I'll hold your grandbaby.
Dude, these like got little mulatto grandbabies too. Okay, golly.
We are matching hat.
No. Oh, it's
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay. Maybe next time.
Okay. Sorry. I wouldn't say it was good or bad. I think it taught me lessons per se. Like, for example, I never saw my parents together, so I didn't grow up in a two-parent household. Technically, I was raised by a single mother. So with that, I think now being 28, being 29 in a few months, not having kids is part of, I don't want to bring a kid into this world without that child having a two-parent household, because I grew up without two parents in the same house. So I don't want my child to go do that. So so growing up with teen parents, I would say wasn't good or bad. I just think it just taught me lessons of what I want differently for my future kids.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna pose a separate question, because just for clarity, I grew up in a two-parent household, so I had both my parents. LT, were your parents in the same household for a while?
Well, LT and Gil was together far back. I remember when I was 5, but and not to tell the biz, like we was talking for Christmas dinner. I had both parents, but in 2 different households. But the crazy part about it, both households knew what was going on. So it was like I can pull some over here in Richton Park and then go over here to East Heights and pull some. No, if I did good or bad in both households, they knew about it. So outside the box, I grew up with both parents, but in the same household physically, no, if that makes sense.
So basically, they did a good job of co-parenting.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, listen, I tell people all the time, my father, LT, Gil, my mother, my father, wife, Renee, them 3 right there, they wrote the book. They got the blueprint.
And I was gonna also add to it, even though you two weren't together in the same house and technically being raised by a single mother, I wasn't raised just by just you. Like, I had my grandparents, I had your parents, and I had Papa and Joy and Renee on dad's side. Like, I still had a whole village that was still there to help raise me. So I never truly felt like you were by yourself trying to raise me, because there was so many other adults and loved ones around to help raise me to who I am today. So granted, you two weren't together. I never saw you guys together. I didn't feel like the love was not there of you two not being together.
What's so interesting, I think, about generational. So your perspective is interesting to me, because when I think about it, Kiasha is one of my best friends. She's on here. Like, so many of my friends, majority of them, we all had kids young and we were single parents, even though we grew up in 2-parent households. And I often say, when I look at you and your friend group now, I don't know if any of Bird Gang is on here to see this.
Bird Gang.
Like, You guys don't have children. It's interesting.
Only
so
one,
my
But
generation,
one of them do.
only one.
oh, but
He's engaged.
He's about to get
well,
married.
yeah.
Actually, he's married.
He's already married.
And they're
Okay.
on baby number 2. Yeah.
So it's like I'm wondering if
And most of my friends in that friend group that they're referring to, for those about watching, it's 8 of us. Out of the 8, 1, 2 of them parents are still married to this day. One, their parents got divorced, but the rest of us single mothers. Just to put that into perspective.
And then that was going to be my other question. Like when you were younger, did you feel like most of the kids had mom and dad in the same house?
Mm-hmm.
You did, okay.
Mm-hmm. And growing out here in the south suburbs, so Richmond Park, Matson, so near Armstrong, Colin Powell, all those schools. Yeah, most of my peers had, if they didn't have their biological dad, they had a stepdad. So it was some type of male in the house. I could say probably 75% of my classmates had some type of male in the house. It was 2 parents somewhere. And I would be jealous. I would say I would be jealous. I was very, very jealous of my classmates, particularly my female classmates, who had a father in the house.
Interesting. So through therapy, I've learned that not to minimize what trauma could be, or I call it drama, not trauma. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to minimize, but I think that some people do have deep-rooted trauma from their childhood.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for me, I think my childhood was pretty decent. I think I may have some things that affected me, and I call it drama instead of trauma. Mm-hmm. But I have to learn through therapy, hence these DAOs, that like you got to heal through the dramatic pieces too. Mm-hmm. An example, and I'm not talking about myself, but an example would be, we talk a lot about how we grew up getting whoopings, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people in our generation don't whoop our kids because we feel like, you know, we didn't benefit or we didn't like the fact that we were being whooped. Mm-hmm. Some people might see that as an abuse. Some people were whooped or beaten to a point where it is traumatic. Mm-hmm. I think I've gotten 2 or 3 whoopings in my life. I wouldn't say it was traumatic for me. It was traumatic watching Brian get his butt whooped, my brother. Like, I'm still scarred. But I can't say it may be trauma for you to have been whooped, but it's not trauma for me because I just feel like my parents did what they were taught to do, and I feel like it didn't harm me substantially. Mm-hmm. So I would say the same to you, because even though I've normalized being a single mother, I hate the word single mother though, so I'm a mother, an unmarried mother, because I had support from my children's fathers. So I have to say that part, but I do have to recognize that if that was an uncomfortable experience for you, that is trauma to a certain degree that has to be at some point addressed. Mm-hmm. So hearing how that affected you is a wonderful perspective, because I've normalized it, because all of my friends, even though we grew up in these beautiful South suburbs, 90% of us still aren't married to this day, and we're single mothers. Mm-hmm. So it's like our norm.
And I think because so you and your friends had kids, single mothers, you all's kids, so me and my generation, we saw that because a lot of y'all had us young. We don't want that for ourselves. So that's why a lot of us aren't having kids now, because we don't want to go through the same, we don't want to repeat the trauma that we watched our mothers go through.
And I can even think of times that when Kendall was young, like in a crib, I could say it now, like, I'm gonna go out for a little while, and I would leave her at home, mm-hmm. even with you. So as a teenager, early teen, you're like really helping me raise your little sister.
that age gap. And I always, it's so funny you say that, because I always, when people ask me about siblings, it's always depending on the person and how much I want to disclose, depends on what answer I give them. Because technically I have 3 siblings. Technically. But
just 3? Is it 4? It's 3?
It's 3. Kendall, Tyra, Trinaya.
Okay, right. Okay.
But real talk, being transparent, being honest, I grew up with 1 sibling. But even then, I was 11, 12 when she was born. So really, I grew up a single child, or only child rather. And then Kendall came, and then really I was kind of like a second mom to her. And I'll never forget senior year of high school when you would work on the west side and you have to be up before us to go to leave. I was getting Kendall on the bus and we were getting ready together, put her on the bus, and then after school, running home to get her off the bus. Some days she was coming back to the school for meetings. Like, yeah, me and Kendall were road dogs. that was my baby.
I remember that. She was in high school with you a lot. So I do kind of remember that. Like, your friends knew her, the school teachers knew her.
Yeah.
Like student council, she was honorary student council member.
Because she would be in the back with her iPad and her ponies and her snacks. I had her ready to sit. They knew who she was, yeah. But part of that was me being your oldest and you being a single mother, in a sense. Even though Kendall's dad was there, but he was working. Granny's at work. Grandpa Fred was older. He can't really tolerate a 4 or 5-year-old at home. So I was taking on the responsibility of, well, let me help out more with my little sister because I can. So that was just my viewpoint on that.
Are you willing to talk about how that shaped how you view men in relationships, like the men you that you choose or desire to date?
I never really, not the way I was a second parent to Kendall shaped how I dated, how I watched you interact with men, and then also with my dad not being there for a period of time, and then also too the conversations I would have separately with you and dad about just dating. And those conversations came about college time. I was 18, 19 years old. So a lot of those things kind of shaped how I view and date men. And it took me a while, especially in my 20s for sure, took me a while to figure out like my confidence level to not tolerate some of the BS that, you know, men were putting out there.
Oh, you put my business out there, but let's go. Let's go. And I say let's go because
but again, I was 19, 20, 21, learning, you know, trying to learn that. Well, you were trying to teach me that lesson. Let me say it that way. You were teaching me that lesson early on, and especially that senior year, freshman year of college, senior year of high school, freshman year of college, because I think for you, it was partially you don't want me to repeat your steps.
But was I teaching you with intention, or do you mean you observe my interactions with men?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. You were teaching me with intention, and I also was observing your interactions with men. Yeah.
So since we're being transparent and it's about healing our inner child, and for me, it's about addressing those issues because I feel like they shaped who you all are. And some of those men cross where you and Kendall have experienced them. So this is after you, LT, of course. But it would affect both of you because you both grew up with that. So can you talk a little bit about, let's talk about something that we're going to say is more like on the trauma side that you learned from my dating experiences with men.
From observing you, or learn
or dealing with them.
I could say, I'm trying to think. I know there's plenty of examples in my head. I'm just trying to pull one out.
And maybe this will help. Kiasha said our children carry our PTSD into their relationships.
Yes, that actually helps. Yes, that's very, very true. Because like I said earlier, of not wanting to have a child or wedlock, I don't want to raise a child on my own, or my child to not have a 2-parent household. Yeah, I carry a lot of that PTSD, and I watched you and your dating when I was growing up into my dating. So more so like, not saying you would, again, I was young, so I don't know exactly the type of men you were dating, but like, I know for me, if you don't have a job, don't talk to me. If you have a bad relationship with your parent, don't talk to me. If you think that...
Side note, I ain't never dated no man without a job.
I know that's why I preface that's why I preface I don't know all the business. I don't know I was 7, 8, 9.
I had some standards now.
I don't know all the business. But I'm saying based off of lessons as well that you have taught me of not dealing with a dusty man. Again, I don't know what a man did or said or whatever to make you put that lesson on to me, but I took it as don't date no broke dude. That's how I interpret it as. Don't date a brokey. Don't date a guy without morals, a guy who won't respect you. If they won't respect their mama or their sister, they not gonna respect you. It's something. These are things also my dad has told me as well. What are some other things? One thing my grandpa Fred even told me. Look at their friend group. If they don't have friends, that's a red flag. Like, what you mean you don't have any friends? Or social life, or if they don't, what's something else? If they don't, there's a lot of like moral aspects. Cause I mean, I can go on, looks don't matter to me. I think it was a lot of the inner, the personality and the moral standpoint. And also too, like go after the nice guys. You don't always go after the flashy ones or the most popular person in the room. Think about long term. The guy should like you more than you like him because you know that might last a little longer. So I would take a lot of those tips into my dating life in my 20s and apply that to who I was dating, and I literally saw it, you know, come to fruition in my own eyes. Like, oh, I see what they're talking about. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you're not going to provide for me. Oh, you're sitting here talking down about your own mother in front of me. Like, you going to do that about me to the next person. Or you sitting here telling me you just want to play Call of Duty all day and smoke all day. You have no purpose. Like, you have no ambition. You know, like, those things come out. And again, if I didn't have those lessons taught to me early on, I probably would have failed for a lot of more okey doke from a lot of these guys. But I didn't. And also, I mean, I ain't no pimp or no player, but I'm just saying it helped.
Well, me neither.
I get it from my daddy is what I say.
Whoa.
Literally.
Whoa. We're not gonna. We're not.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, we you know what I'm saying?
I got a question for you though, because part of your childhood, you were raised in a home with another man. Because I was in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Have you ever, or either one of you all can answer this, have you ever shared some of those experiences with your dad or issues that you had as a result of that? Have you all talked about that before?
Not really. Because when those years, it wasn't too long, but I felt like
it was 7 years.
Damn, really?
It was that long, yep.
7 years. That's crazy. Well, I guess for me, I felt like I was living between two homes. You know, like, cause granted we were in Park Forest, I wasn't going to school in Park Forest. You get what I mean? Like a lot of I felt like I slept in Park Forest during the week, and on the weekends I was there. But during the weekday, Monday through Friday, I was in Richmond Park. You get what I mean? So I felt like I was not living two different worlds, but I wasn't always there in Park Forest, especially when Kendall's dad was there. Like, it wasn't always too many, not saying I blocked them 7 years out, but those 7 years obviously flew by. Well, and I feel like not much really happened in those 7 years.
Because for part of it is when I was working on the West Side, and I was dropping you off probably at 6 in the morning.
Right, to Granny house to catch the bus, yeah.
6:30 in the morning. And then
some days you might have dropped me off at school.
And then I was coming back out here about 5. We would eat dinner because we weren't getting home till like.
Yeah, we would eat dinner at Granny house and we weren't getting home. It was dark outside, we were getting home, yeah.
Okay.
So I felt like when Wu was there, he was in the back room doing what he was doing. If he was there, yeah, he might have been still working, doing whatever.
And he worked on the weekend, so
yeah. So I felt like I didn't really see him there a lot. Like I said, I felt like I was in two different places always.
Oh, I got a good question. What did it feel like watching your sister grow up in a house with her dad?
Oh, jealousy. Pure jealousy. Pure jealousy. Envious. It took the first couple years of Kendall's life for me to get over that. And again, I was 11, 12 years old. But oh yeah, pure jealousy. No hatred or anything like that, but just pure jealousy. Like, dang, how come she gets to grow up with her dad and mom in the same house, and here I am. And you know what? To go back to your question, I did feel like there were times that it was y'all three, and I was on the side. I felt like, and it wasn't you. I felt like it sometimes was Wu. That, okay, here's my baby girl Kendall, mama, it's us three, and it's like, but don't forget about me over here. That's how I felt. I felt that a lot in the first couple of years of Kendall being.
And you know, that's good to address that, because I can imagine a lot of blended families deal with that, and we don't think about how we can better incorporate the child in. I know me and Wu, God rest his soul, and I'm not talking badly on him because he did provide a lot for you. But I will say there were times where he'd be like, I was jealous, and I think I've told you this, like the time he went and bought Kendall some diamond earrings, and she's not even a year
6 months old,
and baby girl, and I said, what the in my damn diamond earring? I ain't got no diamond. Damn, if she got some diamond earrings. So like I even felt that. But for him, I think what it was, and I'm not excusing him, you saw it, like he was obsessed with his daughter. Like even at his funeral, everybody be like his baby girl. Wu has left people sitting in the barber chair to go pick Kendall up from school. Like I used to tell her, don't call him when you need to, be picked up, because he is going to leave his client in the chair to go get you. Like don't do that.
Hungry.
Right. That was the level of love. Not that no man doesn't love his child, but Wu was overboard.
Yeah, he loves his baby. Yeah.
And I don't think he could help it. And it was baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. He wanted to help my baby girl, and he always has stuff. So like we've had conversations about, I can't remember what it was. It was something particular I think he had did one day, and I had told him, next time you do that, you have to bring something for both of them. And he's like, I didn't even think about it. I'm so sorry, because in his head, Kendall's an infant. It has a certain set of needs, and he's not thinking about the 12 or 13-year-old that's in the house. So, and he apologized. Yeah. He probably didn't say it to you, but he definitely apologized.
And I think I remember, and I maybe I remember a Christmas. It wasn't Kendall's first Christmas, maybe a couple years in, and I think it was funny to ask it after Christmas. We don't open gifts, but he was like, "What was the North Face?" I know, as a matter of fact, I remember being in high school. I was at least in high school at this point, and he asked about North Face. He's like, "You want a North Face jacket?" But to me, brand didn't mean shit to me. I didn't care about brands. I wasn't that kid. I was happy going to Macy's or JCPenney and picking up a pink hoodie. I didn't care. So when he's like, "Oh, a North Face," I think he said some Jordans or something. And I told him, I could tell he was trying to be nice and genuine. But as a kid, I was like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want that. And I saw the look at his face, kind of like, oh, damn, I was trying, but you turned me down. But also in my head, I was 14, 13, whatever at the time. Negro, I want that. Like, ask my mama what I like. Like, I don't want that. But also too, don't waste your money on that either, because I'm not going to wear it.
Remember when he bought you those custom Air Force Ones? I think this was
I love those.
It was before Kendall was even
born. Before Kendall was born. I was
that great. And I was like, what is this?
I think it said baby girl. It was like baby on both sides, girl on the other side. They were pink and green. I was in elementary. I was like 5th or 6th grade when he got those. I love those shoes. Damn, I wore them to the ground.
Yeah, that's what he was. He loves stuff. He loves things and unique stuff.
Yeah, but I remember that moment of, I could tell he was trying, but I shot him down, and I could see the look at his face like, well, damn, I'm trying, but you don't want it. Yeah. But to me, it was, well, that's not me, and don't waste your money on it, because I'm not gonna wear it. And then I don't want you to be mad that you spent your money on it and it's sitting in a box somewhere, because that's not me.
So even though you might not identify these issues as trauma, those are dramatic experiences.
Oh, I identify them as trauma.
Oh, you do identify them as trauma?
Oh, I talked out there. Me and my therapist was locked in over COVID.
Oh, okay. I forgot you did go to therapy.
I went to therapy a couple different times.
All of us have. So Kendall goes to therapy. She's been going for years. I've been going for almost 2.
I haven't been to therapy since 2021, but yeah, I've had plenty of therapy. Yeah.
So then, fast forward. Can I talk about the schizophrenia? So then fast forward, so Kyla was diagnosed with schizophrenia her freshman year of college. But to dig deeper into that, where it began, take us back. Can you take me backwards to where you first remember, or how old you are when you first remember hearing the voices? Can you recall?
So that's a tough question, because it was, so The first time I recall, so let me preface by saying, before I realized it was schizophrenia, like it were voices in my head, I thought it was my own voice still talking to myself. And also, too, I thought it was normal. I thought everybody had it going on. That's how long this had happened going on. So I thought it was just a normal thing. Like, you talk to yourself a little bit. Everybody be like working on something, might be mumbling. That's how I perceived it. Like, okay, everybody got this. Okay, whatever. So I never thought it was out the ordinary. When I first probably started talking to myself, thinking I was not thinking, but someone who's not me was responding back to me, I was in high school. I had to be maybe sophomore, junior of high school, but it was one singular voice at the time. And it didn't happen all the time. It here and there it'll pop up. I can't recall if it was like a high stress situation it would pop up or what, but I recall it starting in high school. But even before then, I remember growing up, playing with dolls and making, like any kid, making the voices. So to me, I transitioned it to I'm making the voices with my dolls to now I'm just talking. I might be sitting there talking with the doll in my head to now, no, this is now, I can identify it's a separate voice that's not mine that is responding back to me. Like someone else, I didn't create this voice, another voice has popped up. That started in high school. When I got to college is when it was the multiple voices started popping up. I had probably 4 different voices in my head.
So 1 through high school and 4 by the time you're in college.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia was saying that asking permission for what you want to share is top tier versus pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Alicia, thank you for saying that. I know I whispered quickly, can we talk about it? But we did before I even started these series, me and both of my daughters already set up what their boundaries were. So like Kendall is not ready to be on camera talking about things, but she's comfortable with us talking about them. So that was her boundary. Kyla is more like, let's talk about it. Let's get it out.
I'm an open book. Whatever you want to know, you can ask me.
Yeah. So that the disclaimer is that LT, we just popped you on here, so we're not gonna go there. Like I have to talk to you off camera and talk about boundaries and stuff like that. That's what anybody, kids or adults. Like everybody's in different stages, so what they want to deal with.
All my business already on podcasts, so.
Oh, is it? Well, so what we'll do is we'll connect after this. The 3 of us could talk because we could go deeper. But we could say that for another one. So with the schizophrenia, I know I don't want to be on here too long, but it is a big deal because that is the first time I've dealt with mental illness in my family that was diagnosable. So without going into too many details, Kyla called me one night and said she had been seeing a therapist
on campus.
Campus. She was at U of I in Springfield. And her therapist encouraged her to tell me what she'd been experiencing. So Kyla calls me and tells me what she's been experiencing. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So we got off the phone. So I'm still trying to process what she just told me. Like, she's hearing, like, what does this even mean? And then how soon later were you calling me, like, under attack?
I think I was still on the phone with you.
Okay. I couldn't remember if you were on the phone or whether you hung up and called back.
Did a 3-way. It was you and Green. Because I wanted to tell both of you at the same time. So no mixed messages. I didn't want the telephone game to happen.
You gotta tell it twice.
I want to tell it twice. So I'm gonna let you on the 3-way call. Let me tell y'all this at the same time. And let me preface this too. When I told my therapist, again, to me, I thought it was normal. I'm 18 in college. I'm thinking it's normal. Everybody got voices. Everybody talks to somebody in their head. So when I'm casually talking to my therapist, she was like, "Oh, excuse me, that's not ma'am. Do you realize what you just said?" I was like, "Yeah, I got voices in my head. What do you mean? Don't you got one too?" She was like, "No." Like, "No, that's not normal." I said, oh, it's not. What did I just say? Like, uh-oh. She's like, you need to go home and tell your mom. Like, you need to call somebody at home and let them know what's going on. And it was like a Friday or something. It had to be a Friday because it was the end of the week, and she was recommending me to go somewhere, but it was the weekend, they're going to be closed, couldn't go on Monday. So I went back to the dorm. It was definitely a few hours later. I remember it being at night, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do a group call with you and Grant at the same time, tell at the same time. And I remember being on the phone with you all, and one of the voices got mad. The voice was like, why are you telling? I remember being on the phone and trying to also talk to the voice at the same time. It was so hard, so much going on. And it was like, why did you tell? It was our secret you weren't supposed to tell. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my bed. It felt like a ton of bricks had hit my ankle, and my ankle started to swell. Couldn't walk. Had to call 911 to come with the ambulance, take me to the hospital and everything. Still on the phone with them, freaking out, crying like, I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh. And my mother came to the rescue. She drove in the middle of the night, 3 hours down to Springfield to come to get me.
A little longer, because at the time I was living in Oak Park.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I had to drop Kendall off, and then I had to come out there. Yeah, I'm leaving my house at like 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we get to the hospital. Yeah, I'm like, you gotta call. I'm like, don't know what to make sense of this. And I keep saying this, and this is important. My dad at the time was going through like heart issues, preparing for a heart transplant and things like that. And I'll never forget my mom saying it was the craziest thing that he had been asking about Kyla. Like, he would come to and be like, check on, is Kyla okay?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like he had some kind of, but he did have some kind of spiritual connection with you at that time. And he's in the hospital trying to recover from whatever he's dealing with. So it was like kind of crazy. But I remember getting down there, it's the middle of the night, and them telling us that the mental...
Yeah, I should like, go get my baby.
You know, they telling us, look at that. You see what the lights just did?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, we have a ring light behind us, and the energy field was making it flicker. If you're spiritual, you know what that means. But anyway, so they didn't have any room on the psych wards to evaluate her, so they had told us to go to the psych facility the next day. And I'll never forget sitting in there, and like, I'm not judging, but I'm judging because these people in here were really psychotic, sitting in this lobby with us, like just all over the place. It was so weird and scary. And then so when we met with the social worker, he's like, yeah, this isn't what you need. I suggest you take her back to Chicago.
And then plus,
take her to
since
a hospital there.
On your insurance, I couldn't go. Like, it was a Medicaid
facility.
Too.
Yeah, those people were.
Yeah.
So we go back to her dorm for the night, and I'm in the bed, and she goes and gets to the shower, and this next part freaked me out. So you can tell me what happened when you're in the shower.
So I'm in the shower. Now, imagine you all, like I said, I had 4 different voices, and each voice came out with a different mood, basically. So I had like a very nice Karen voice. It was a guy, he was like my typical normal voice. I had like a kid-like-ish voice, so if I was scared or nervous, that voice would come out. I had a mother-ish like voice, and I had a man who was angry. So if I was mad at somebody, he would come out. So I was in the shower this time, whatever, and the mother voice pops up and is talking to me. It's like, why did you tell? You know, that you shouldn't have said anything. You know, that was our secret. It was just supposed to be between you and us, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm literally in the shower talking back with the voice, telling the voice like, but I'm supposed to, like, my family's trying to help me. Like, this is not normal. And the mother figure turned on me, and literally it felt like someone came out of nowhere and scratched me. And I'm in the shower when it's happening, so it's hot water running, and I only feel really that the sensation of the scratch because the hot water is running on the scratch on my arm. And then when I get out the shower, the scratch is on my arm, like someone scratched me, literally. And so I run in the room like, this just happened. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And literally it was the longest scratch. Like someone just came in and said, beep, and was mad at me. And that the voice was mad at me. I never had none like that ever. It was just so crazy how deep these entities were able to attack me physically, not just mentally, but physically as well.
And so as her mom, it's crazy because in this time, I'm what? How old were you?
I was 18.
Mm-hmm. So 28. So I'm about 35. Dang, that's it? 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah. So I'm not the
that's right.
most spiritual person. Huh?
That's I'm doing the math in my head. That's 10. And when y'all finish, I got to tell you about my part when all this is going
At
on.
the same time?
No,
Okay.
I'm talking about from this situation. Because we never talked about it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
okay, really quick.
yeah.
So I would just say this. At the time, I'm very fleshy and worldly, right? So I don't understand the spiritual world at all. It's not even an option to think about. So in my head, I'm saying, I'm looking at these scars on her, right? So a couple things go through my mind. Could she have been that out of her mind that she scratched herself? Like, I wasn't in the room when her ankle was being crushed. Like, is this all in her head? I don't understand schizophrenia. I don't really know what it is per se. So it's like, but she's so freaking scared at this moment when she's looking at me. Like, I almost just burst out in tears, and I couldn't help but to believe for this had to have happened, right? So then I'll tell you later why I wholeheartedly believe that there were people talking to her. But LT, tell us how you relate to this.
Well, make a long story short, if you know, you know. So at this time, I'm gone. I'm in a pastor at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember how I found out. I don't know if you told me or Kyla told me. I can't remember. I think
you found out. Yeah, I can't remember how you found out, but you did find out. Yeah.
it's between the one and two. So now when I get off, so I'm listening to this and I'm like, huh? What? I'm like, yeah, all right. So now I'm instant. At this time, my mother's still alive. So I gotta wait to use the phone again. I'm calling her, hey, this is what's going on with Kyla. What is this all about? And she like, matter of fact, I want to say it was you, Frida, because you like the lady was trying to figure out was it something from the bloodline or did somebody spike her drink?
Yeah.
Or did somebody give her something? I want to say it was me and you was talking. And so like I said, me and Gail, we going back and forth and we talking, and so she just give me, that insight. She like, well, listen, on the Madden side of the family, this is never heard of. And so my mother's maiden name is Madden. And so she said, on your father's side of the family, Griffin, this is never heard of. And I'm like, are you sure? She like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm questioning her, like, are you sure? Because this ain't normal. We trying to figure out what's wrong, what's going on with my baby. So now I get off the phone with her. It was a Spanish guy. He was from Texas, from southern Texas. So I don't know the exact name of their religions that they practice, but I know it's a statue of a lady. I call her the lady.
Catholic?
And no, it's not Catholic. It root from Africa, but the Mexicans kind of like took it over, and it's a popular religion, so it's a good and a bad side of it. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, hey man, this is what's going on. So my daughter, she hearing these voices and stuff like that. And he said, well, man, I'm going to go talk to the, talk to my people. So he went and prayed to deal with whatever case may be, probably about, no exaggeration, I want to say late on that day. Either it was late on that day or the next morning. He like, hey, Tino, man, come on, let's go hit the track. I got to talk to you. He said, man, listen, your daughter's going to be all right. He said, but yes, it is something going on. I said, but man, where is this coming from? He said, I don't know where it's coming from, but she's going to be all right. So for me, this still ain't, this ain't the answer I need. I need to get to the bottom of, like, I'm trying to fix the problem. So me been growing up in the church, having a spiritual background. So I go talk to God. I'm like, man, God, I don't know what's going on. Man, I'm pleading again. God, I'm sorry for my sins. Can you please let my daughter get cool? Because at the time, all I know is I can't, I'm tongue-tied. What's the word?
Tongue-tied?
No, schizophrenic,
Schizophrenia.
Oh,
yeah,
schizophrenia.
that part. All I'm knowing, because I'm not educated on it, I'm ignorant to it, that people going crazy.
Mm.
That's all that's coming in my mind. I'm like, damn, my daughter going crazy. It's like, is school stressing her out? I'm just running down all the backgrounds. Like, damn, is she stressed out about school? Because it was a doctor there as well, and like I said, I'm asking everybody. I ain't telling all my business, but I'm going like to the source. Like help me
Trying to get an
understand this.
answer.
What can I do from where I'm at to help solve this problem? So with that being said and done, I was just trying to get my own education of it and try to figure it out. So with that being said, I was going through it as well. Like I said, we never talked about it. It kind of like it was almost, I'm not gonna say swept underneath the rug, but it happened. You got healed, and we left it alone. Like we never brought it back up. Like this is the first time we talked about it. Hell, what I want to say, this is the first time we done talked about it since then.
I would say
I know.
it's the first time us three.
Yeah, us three talked about it since then. As a whole. So, and I guess, and the reason why I bring it up, and we talked about, saying healing. Healing is a beautiful thing, especially when you're trying to take the proper steps to be healed. If that makes sense, because a lot of people want to be healed, but they want to take the proper steps. They won't go and say, you know what, I'm gonna go get some counseling, or they won't go get the proper counseling. Because
Yeah,
anybody
they
can be
get
like,
the counselor to tell them what they want to hear. Go ahead, huh?
that
No,
part. You know
no.
what I'm saying?
If your
Like,
counselor not making you look at yourself really and answer some tough questions, you need another counselor.
so
You really do.
I know Kyla know. I think Kyla know about this, but I did some counseling. I call her Mama Lynn, and like she gave it to me like in the raw, and I'm like, damn, this what counseling do?
Make
Like,
you
man,
sit in it, don't they?
like in so many words, she said, man, niggas, quit making excuses. Go get it. You got your health, you're in your right state of mind, you got all the resources, go get it. And it's like, damn. So with that being said and done, you have to go get the proper counseling. You have to go get, like I say, it's cool to say, hey, Kylie, let me talk to you for a minute. Let Daddy talk to you for a minute. But when you need that reality, you need to go talk to somebody who's educated, who's going to give you that sound, transparent answer, or that sound, transparent motivation to get you up out what you're getting in. Because I believe everybody needs counseling. Because it's a lot of people who, like you just said earlier, that from their childhood, they are 35, 40, 45, 28, 55, and they wondering why their relationships are not working. They're, and not just with the opposite sex. We're not bashing nobody, even if you choose to be on the same sex.
But they
They okay.
friendships, their
Even
relationships,
friendships, work relationships,
They wonder
families.
why. Man, listen, I was just on the phone. I promise you, I was just on the phone, and me and another person just was talking about another person. We was gossiping. It is what it is. That this person, ever since I met her, every time she came in contact with somebody, she's no longer friends with them. So now you got to start looking like, damn.
But she think it's everybody else, don't she? Everybody wrong in her. Everybody. And then they got an attitude. Oh well.
Yeah, that part. I can do bad by myself. No,
I came in this world alone.
On the spiritual side, you are not designed to be by yourself. You wasn't. You wasn't designed to be by yourself. Now, like I said, I ain't saying you got to go out here and get married tomorrow, whatever case may be. But just going back to the friends, everybody want to have a friend. Who? I've been on dates by myself. I went to the movies by myself. I went to the restaurant by myself. And yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's normal activity. But outside of that, who really want to? Who want to sit at the restaurant by themselves? Who?
and not gonna lie, to take everyone should at least go to therapy at least once to try to heal some childhood trauma. I'm not gonna lie, in my dating world, if you ain't willing to go to therapy or you bad mouth, counseling therapy, mental health, you got to go. Because that means you're not willing to work on yourself or,
but now,
look in the mirror and reflect.
but now let me give you something with that, daughter. That's traditional old school teaching that, okay, I'm not gonna go to the doctor until I'm bleeding out my nose.
Which is true.
Men don't supposed to cry. Women just supposed to stay home and cook food and clean up the house. The man supposed to go out here and work and bring his check home to his wife, and she take care of all the bills. Little boy is supposed to have all these different girls. He supposed to have 5 girlfriends by the age about when he turned 13. But the little girl, she can't have no boyfriend until she turned 25. Like, this is old traditional stuff that make no sense when you sit back and think about it. You know, everybody ain't been through something. Some people's stuff is minute, some people's stuff is major. But if you steady carrying that, after a while, that's gonna bust.
It is.
That pressure is gonna bust, and if you don't get no help for that, man, it's gonna be a major problem. Because when
I feel like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, because when it busts like a water main break, you gonna be like, damn, where this come from?
Right. And I feel like sometimes I've noticed, and I don't know if y'all notice in dating, could they probably do it in their 40s, but also in our 20s, guys who try to find the right girl and want that girl to be their therapist. It's like, I'm not the therapist. I'm your girlfriend. You need to go to a licensed therapist, get some licensed help, some serious help. Like, I get what you're saying, Dad. I do agree. But then they want their girlfriend to play that role of, okay, I'm gonna tell you all my problems, all my childhood trauma, and you help me
let
work
it
through
sit
this,
with you,
and let it sit with you. Like, I'm not gonna lie. My ex, I felt like he had a lot, even though he was going to therapy, he had a lot of baggage. And not saying he dumped it on me, but he would tell me a lot and I carried it. But when we broke up, I'm not gonna lie, I feel so much lighter. So much lighter.
Hold up, side note. Frida, I thought we was from the plan of wedding. I thought I was gonna have to take out a
But
loan.
anyway, we don't gotta talk about that right now. Now that's
I'm
now.
just
We
saying.
don't gotta talk about that.
what you're saying goes with friendships and work and everything, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody, that woe is me person that is always so down and sad, and even through therapy, they're not recovering from whatever that issue is, it's not fair. Like, they don't get to dump that on you, and people don't realize that that's how you lose a lot of friends too. When you dump and, oh, woe is me, why you not checking that on me? I'm so sad, I'm so stressed, and my mama wasn't nothing, I'm going through this, my daddy died.
You ain't noticed. Right. I'm sad. I want to talk to you.
But we all have that thing, like, right, that we have to deal with and work on within ourselves.
Now watch this. Now watch this. Watch this. I came up with a saying, and I didn't at the time I came up with, I didn't understand what I was saying until later. I used to always say, man, ain't nobody got time for no broke motherfucker. And it sound cool. You know what I'm saying? You automatically, if you hear it, you automatically think you talking about what? Money. But when I went back and thought about it and pondered on it, broke can be mentally, physically, financially,
emotionally,
socially, but most important, spiritually. You have to have a balance. If them 5 things don't have a balance, you are going to be broke, and nobody want. It's just like you can be. Say, can we talk about y'all? Y'all work, a little bit.
Yeah.
So you at school. You know what I'm saying? You have a teacher to come in, and we only give an example who the people who's listening. I'm not talking about nobody. She didn't tell me about nobody. You got to get out the camera because they be trying to sue. Oh, they was talking about you. No, okay. But anyway, you got teacher, Miss Sunshine. She come in. As soon as you see it, you be like, oh my God, let me go the opposite way, because she finna be complaining about, man, I came in the parking lot, I had to park on the other side of the parking lot, and I'm used to parking like here. And Miss Johnson, she was taking up too much space.
She know I park there every day. Why she take my spot?
Then these little kids,
I'm just kidding.
then these kids running around, they making too much noise. It's like, baby, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You complaining. So it's like, what's going on? Like, did you look in the mirror? Are you happy to be alive right now? Are you happy to be in your right state of mind? Like, nobody want that energy. And I'm starting to believe, man, and learning that energy is real. Energy is real. It's not just a person just talking. Like, it's real.
It is. So
It's,
when people say protect their energy and their
yes,
peace, you
yes,
got to.
yes, yes, all day long. And now on the flip side of it too. Now let me say this: when an individual, when he or she is trying to get things together, and they pull back from their friends, and they trying to get themselves together, I, I can see it and I understand it, because it's like, man, I'm no good to them. I have to be some good to me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had to be the best I can be to my kids, because why? I already have missed a long period of time already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I already missed the graduations, the first day of
The move in
school,
stuff.
the move in,
Mm-hmm.
the prom, the heartbreaks of a little boy that she liked, or the heartbreaks of a little girl, you know what I'm saying, that he liked. I get it. So now that's why I have to be the best I can be all the way across the board, because not for myself, because if I'm not no good for myself, I'm no good for my daughters. Like, man, daddy, this nigga did this and woo 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 woo. I'm like, damn.
And that's a good way to wrap this up, because that was the whole purpose of everything that I've been doing. And they know it. It's healing me so I can heal them. Like, I'm finally at a space and an age where I truly get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our generation, like, we are more resilient. Like, our parents was insane, you know, like we just kind of, but we didn't have social media and these other things. Like,
True.
if I was being bullied at school, it stopped when I got home. Wasn't nobody on social media posting my pictures, making fun of me, none of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They're not as resilient. And what I've learned is they want us. Like, for our generation, we wanted our friends. This
Mm-hmm.
generation, they want their parents. I see it
Yeah.
all the time at work. And I be trying to tell parents, they, believe it or not, they want all this stuff they dumping on me. They want to have that relationship with you and dump on you. But our generation is so used to, you got friends, you know, tell it to your, no, they want to connect with parents. They're just different. And that's the part that I think I messed up with my kids, and with Kendall especially, because she wants that quality time with her mama, not her sister, not her friends. I'm the friend, and that's new for me. So that was the point of all
But
this.
but
So
now watch this. But watch this. And I just told Kyla this, and the world know it. They be like, man, you got a favorite. It's not that I have a favorite, and I had to pause for a minute because I was going to say something. I forgot we live. It's not that I have a favorite. I just fuck with who fuck with me.
mm-hmm.
Excuse my language. So, but it been times I just told Kyla, baby, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get together. You know what I'm saying? So I think what it is, as well as the parent. I mean, what does the child want the parents? The parents got to want to be a parent to their child, not be a friend. You follow?
Right.
It's the ones that's listening, and not to say that man Freedy got the keys to the city and we know how to raise a child. Is I don't think it's a blueprint. You just got to do the best you know how to do, and learn from your mistakes and other people's mistakes. But I think the reason why me and Kyla relationship is the way it is, because I came back into her life being her parent. I wasn't trying to be, oh, what's up, bro? What the fuck? I, bro, I'm not your bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. What's the other terms they be saying, bro? Twin. Uh, I'm getting old.
Bros is pretty
Anyway,
much typical.
but what I'm saying is that we and I see y'all relationship. You always been the parent, and somewhere down the line, Kyla allowed us to be her friend, but she still respect us as her parent. But she can still hit the switch and be like, "Girl, man, yada yada yada." You follow where I'm coming from? Then you gotta think about it. We finna have a 29-year-old Frida. We getting old, baby.
Oh, you weren't supposed to say the number, man.
Oh, my bad.
Well, we did say we was teen parents, so we still
Yeah.
kind of young.
Hey, now I will say this. A little side note. Doesn't it feel good to go ahead and get it over with? You know what I'm saying? We got it over with, and
Out the way.
yeah, out the way, because I'll be
Well,
feeling
that's good.
sad.
Get y'all energy up for these grandbabies
Whoa.
in the next couple
Whoa.
years.
But one last thing we have to remember, like, I always say, like, my parents showed the most love, and we knew we were loved because we were provided for. I don't know if everybody in our generation feels that way. It wasn't about the hugs and the kisses. Like, we went on vacations and typical things, but it wasn't, I love you, daughter, give me a kiss. It wasn't that, right? So I emulated that. I show love by providing. We have a nice home. You can get anything you want or need, like cars and all of that. But Kendall needs this. I love you. I love you. Like, that's what she needs. She don't give a damn about none of this. We could live under a bridge and she'd be happy if she just had me kissing and loving.
We're gonna talk about it next week because, not gonna lie, I wanted that growing up. I didn't get it, but now as I'm older, I don't need it no more.
What
I don't want no more now.
You still our baby. You our firstborn.
I mean, I know that, but like, I wanted this when I love you.
Hey, Frida, give her a kiss on the forehead for me.
You are beautiful. You are
Frida, give her a kiss on the forehead for me, right there in the middle where the mole is at. Yeah,
it's perfectly censored.
That part.
I see my mole. I see my.
That part.
But we gotta go because we going on a cruise, family and friends cruise, and they're doing a Zoom meeting. My sister planned it.
See y'all later.
So we'll see y'all next week. Thank you. You gonna join us next week?
Got you. Look, locked in.
High five.
Boom. I see y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in with us.